Hello everyone, Sochius here from FragMix, and today we are going to talk through the pros and cons of Bioshock Infinite. Firstly, I am going to start off by saying that the previous games in the Bioshock series were very impressive and fun, and if you played them before, then for most of you, buying this next game in the franchise will feel like a must. But sequel games in the series have been bad before, so the real question is, should you buy Bioshock Infinite? Let's start off with my first impressions. As soon as you start the game, you are greeted with a very vibrant and calming menu screen, very different to the previous Bioshock games where the menu was dark and ominous, and you know you're about to enter a dark and maybe frightening game. But that is not the case in Bioshock Infinite. Things are bright, vibrant, and makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're about to enter a game that is happy, colourful, and nobody wants to kill you. The next logical step to take from the menu is to check the menu settings. With a rather cool transition, you are suddenly inside a store with a guy getting his shoes polished, and a nice big setting screen opens up. Into the graphics menu, and there are a whole ton of options. I played around with them, but my computer wouldn't handle the changes too well. I'll get into that more in a minute, but the settings are what you would expect from a PC game, and it is nice to see so many customization options. The audio settings are what you would expect, allowing you to modify the volume and specific audio streams, and giving you the option to turn on or off subtitles. Next, of course, is the options for gameplay, mostly dealing with specific hints and HUD options. And lastly, we have controller, keyboard and mouse options, basically allowing you to just map the keys to specific functions in the game. Very basic, yet very helpful stuff. So now that we are done with the nitty-gritty of the options, it's time for the fun to begin and enter the game. Shortly after selecting the difficulty, of course. I always go for medium because I like a little challenge, but I'm also not suicidal. Now, I'm going to do my utmost best not to ruin anything in the game, so we are going to go into the core basic fundamentals of a video game. First up, the graphics. There's simply one word that can sum up the graphics in Bioshock Infinite, and that is incredible. The graphics for the game are very impressive, fitting in with the Bioshock theme and even improving upon it. And there is literally nothing more that can be said about this. If you have a PC capable of playing the game in the highest settings available, by all means do it. You will not be disappointed. That being said, if you are using a console version and can't change the graphics, bad luck. You should have bought a PC. Nah, I'm just kidding. But naturally with the PC version comes higher and more in-depth options for improving the graphical look of a game. Next up, let's talk about gameplay, obviously the best part of any game. The gameplay for Bioshock Infinite does not disappoint. However, it is not all rainbows and unicorns. There are some minor bad points when it comes to the gameplay. The first issue is that for the first hour or two of the game, the gameplay gets very dull and slow, but fear not, fight through the first small part of gameplay and the game becomes amazing, keeping you hooked right through to the end. However, there is another issue. At random times in the game, there are some rather annoying frame rate issues. Now I know what you are thinking, Sochius, your computer must suck. Firstly, yes, I thought this too. However, upon googling why the hell my frame rate sucks at very random times, there are a huge number of people suffering from very random frame rate drops, and not even at hard to load parts of the game. And console players are no exception. They too are reporting bad frame rate drops, which seems to push away from can you handle it, and more towards something relating to the game itself. I don't know what, I am no experienced game developer, but I assume with the amount of complaints that a game optimization patch will be in place rather soon. But, that being said, for any new game, there is expected to be issues on release week, and will likely be fixed soon. Now please don't be disheartened. It is still possible to play, and some people don't even have the issues, so overall gameplay is still incredibly fun and entertaining. Of course, no game would be complete without a storyline. Unless you're playing a pill-guzzling, ghost-hunting Pac-Man, the storyline for this game revolves around a man called Booker, who is asked to retrieve a woman called Elizabeth from a floating city called Columbia. The story is not overly clear at first, and I did have poor thoughts about it for a while, but again, the game picks up and the whole story becomes very intriguing and well thought out. The storyline is even better than that of previous games, and it really immerses you and makes you care about the characters around you. Now, a lot of people hate characters who have no backstory, but fear not, for the backstory for the characters becomes clearer as you progress, and certainly does not let you down. Moving on, the controls of the game are up to par with most modern games, full key mapping so you can customize which keys do what, and of course controller support allowing you to use Xbox 360 controllers on the PC version. The default key mapping is very effective and logical and makes gameplay simple and smooth. There would be certain moments where it felt like it took too long to notice you pressed a button, especially on button holding events, but again, this could be down to the frame rate issues mentioned before. Overall, we here at FragMix are very happy with Bioshock Infinite, and the studio that created the game have done, yet again, another amazing addition to the Bioshock franchise. We would certainly recommend this game to a friend. Thank you everyone for watching, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell us down in the comments what other games being released this year are you looking forward to and why. See you all next time. Goodbye.